This is the oldest abandoned building that I've ever explored. To my knowledge, it's been left to the elements for over a century, but you can still find traces of its original use around the nearby town. My name is Red, and I put out videos like this every Friday, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's check it out. Though small in scale, the first brewery in Copper Country was established in the 1840s in Copper Harbor to cater to troops stationed at Fort Wilkins during the Copper Rush. The Keweenaw Peninsula's population boomed thanks to mining jobs, and company towns sprang up across the region. With more people came more homes, schools, churches, and, of course, breweries. Most of Copper Country's population was immigrants, and according to the Carnegie Museum in Houghton, most of the beers were German-style lagers. The largest town north of Houghton was Red Jacket, named for an indigenous chief. The Calumet and Hecla Mining Company owned most of the area, and the central shopping district was nicknamed Calumet for the nearby mine. Despite a massive uptick in population, Calumet didn't have its own brewery until the 1890s. The Miswald brothers from Noggin established a brewery in 1897 in Lakeview, a small community just outside Red Jacket. Because of the location, the brewery could use Lake Superior water from the Tamarack Waterworks, ensuring clean ingredients were used in their beer. The Miswald Brewery may have been in the same site as the ruins shown here, though it's hard to know for certain. Regardless, the Miswald Brothers Brewery burned in June 1899, and they abandoned their business interest near Red Jacket. In October 1899, the Calumet Brewing Company was incorporated at the state level with $40,000 in capital by Frank Nivel, Frank Schroeder, Charles Schenck, George Hall, and Guarino Marini. Despite holding the legal name Red Jacket, the town was still known as Calumet, and it officially changed its name in 1929. By early 1900, the bulk of the brewery was completed, and beer was flowing by June. The structure appears small today, but a second floor constructed from wood has long since collapsed. Almost all of the board of directors were local businessmen, which was a common selling point for the brewery. All the beer was sold locally, and the company eventually built a bottling works on the site and delivered glass bottles of booze to town, a little over 2 miles away. In April 1910, the Calumet Brewing Company purchased the Copper Range Hotel building at the corner of 6th and Elm Streets for $18,000 and upgraded its interior the following month. This appears to have been a business investment, as the company retained its offices on Pine Street. Business was good, and in 1911, plans were laid to construct a new brewing and milling house in Lakeview. The structure, made of stone and brick, was built by Paul P. Rome and was said to be near fireproof. A month later, the company hired Viltar Manufacturing Company of Milwaukee to build an artificial ice plant for the brewery. In February 1912, the Calumet News reported that 1911 had been the brewery's most profitable yet, and the company had a significant real estate portfolio. One cog in the machine that spelled success for the Calumet Brewing Company was the region's population. Houghton County, in which Calumet resides, grew from 35,389 residents in 1890 to 88,098 in 1910. As one of the first breweries in the area, they had a significant leg up over the competition. Despite their success, the company had two hurdles on the horizon: population decline and the temperance movement. Between 1910 and 1920, Houghton County saw an 18.4% decrease in population, mostly fueled by the decline in mining jobs in the aftermath of the 1913-1914 Copper Country strike. Fewer people meant less booze was consumed, and Michigan passed the Damon Act in 1917, outlawing the sale, manufacture, and transport of alcohol in the state. For a few years, the Calumet Brewing Company produced near beer, a malt beverage with extremely low alcohol content, and soft drinks into the early 1920s. Still, the company couldn't stay afloat and went under before Michigan ratified the 21st Amendment in 1933, allowing booze to flow into the state again. Of the dozen-plus breweries in the Keweenaw, the Haas and Bosch names were the only two to survive. New breweries emerged after prohibition laws were repealed, but the region's population never recovered to the highs of the copper boom. Mining jobs were never what they once were, and Houghton County's population continued to decline. By 1950, it fell below 40,000 for the first time since 1890. Located on the outskirts of a town whose population continued to fall, the Calumet Brewing Company's facility in Lakeview was never used again and has been abandoned for over 100 years. In the spring, the aptly named Brewery Creek overflows into the former manufacturing facility, bird nests are commonplace, and you'll find snakes warming themselves on the ledges created by the collapsing structure once the weather warms up. The brewery might be a distant memory, but the remnants of the operation still pop up from time to time. After shooting this video at the Calumet Brewing Company, I saw a sign for an estate sale up the way. I can never ignore something like that, so I drove a quarter-mile down the road to find it. After poking around for a while, I noticed two bottles on a shelf and pulled them down to take a closer look. In distinct lettering, they read, Calumet Brewing Company, registered, Calumet, Michigan. These bottles are likely from between 1906 and 1909, meaning they're over 115 years old in 2025. The previous owner's son didn't know where his dad had gotten them, but they knew that they had had them for as long as they could remember. So, on the way back, I took the bottles to say goodbye to their birthplace before coming with me to Detroit. Today, the Keweenaw's local breweries are the Red Jacket Brewing Company in downtown Calumet, Keweenaw Brewing Company, or KBC, and Copper Country Brewery at the Library in Houghton, and Brickside Brewery in Copper Harbor. It would be awesome to see the Calumet Brewing Company ruins preserved in some way, but that's asking a lot considering their current condition. Either way, I'm happy to have explored this place and experienced just a tiny bit of its history. If you have an idea of what should happen with the Calumet Brewing Company ruins, drop a comment down below. Also throw a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for a new video every Friday. If you want to support the channel, you can look in the description below to get a t-shirt like this one or to buy a photo from my print store. Until next time, this building matters.